I'm gonna do a quick video going over the playoffs for China Stage 1. I really have not been keeping up with China that much. My pick'ems look good though. But anyway, I'm just gonna go off of what I know about China, which is not very much different than like early week 1-ish. I know Tech beat Nova, but I'm pretty confident that Wolves are just the better team. They beat All Gamers, lost to Billy, lost to Gili, lost to Trace, beat JTG. I mean, I don't know. I have really high hopes for Wolves. They definitely did not show it in kickoff. I'm hoping that they have a bounce back. I mean, I don't think they'll make Toronto because I think they have to beat Billy here. I think the winner of this will probably make Toronto and the other one won't, which is rough. But I think Billy are probably the better team of the two. I think they've pretty consistently shown it. I think they even played. Yeah, Billy won there. I don't remember how convincing it was or wasn't. I think for this side of the bracket, Billy should be getting to Toronto pretty easily. They just have to beat either Wolves or Tech. And they look decent. I'm pretty sure their roster's somewhat stable now. I don't know, I think Billy are pretty hyped up, and like this should be a pretty easy Toronto qualification for them. And they wouldn't be much of a stranger to international events. For the other side of the bracket, Gili versus Nova. I think both of these teams are pretty good. I think Nova have shown much more, if I'm not mistaken, than Gili. I mean, Nova beat EDG. They should be where EDG are if they didn't lose to Tech. But because they lost to Tech here in the week 5, they lost seed 1 after upsetting EDG. And they would have won the head-to-head with EDG, being the only team to have beaten them. But I'm not sure what exactly happened in that series. These two, this should be a good game. Nova looked really good since going full Chinese. The only question mark really is like the duelist role getting thrown around between Guang, CB, and I want to say another player's filling it. I might be incorrect in that. It might just be CB and Guang, depending on the map. But Nova do look really good. I think they'll probably make Toronto, but I don't think it'll be here. I think EDG looked really good. Their core 4 staying together from like last year. And then Genie 7 coming in and places Simon. Apparently Simon's no calming like Verno. Simon's gonna join another team and just look like just the truth. Probably like Billy or something. I don't know. Gonna be flaming EDG or something. But EDG looked good from what I've seen stats wise. Genie 7 looks like a better fit for the team, just being able to play some of the Yoru and then allowing Kong to be more like comfortable, I guess. And then he's also able to play like a lot of like Flash Initiator as well, as Simon used to. He looks better stats wise. I might be wrong in that, but from what I can tell, he looks like a better player than Simon on paper. Again, I have not seen him play, so I could be wrong in that, but it seems like he's a better fit for the team overall. And it's kind of just an upgrade over Simon in terms of flexibility and like mechanics. I do think Simon was like one of the best Flash initiators in the game, though. It was just like a straight up support. So losing that could hurt EDG in the long run, but I don't think that they lose to Nova here. I think they should just win out China, really. I don't have a lot of faith in every team except for these two. We get to the lower bracket now. DRG versus Tech. Curious, so these two, I think they're on opposite sides of the bracket, or like opposite groups. I did watch part of Tech versus Nova, and Tech did look decent. They like blew Nova out like 13-3 map 2. It was like a 13-9 map 1. Or just off memory, I think DRG is the better team. I don't know. This could go either way in my opinion. I think DRG is probably the more likely to win. Now, we have G-Light versus Trace. I know Trace are in an interesting spot. They cut Fong Fong for a previous like duelist player who's now playing full Teo, which is confusing to me to say the least, but like I don't think that their roster struggle should be enough for me to get swayed to pick Sheila here. Yeah, I'm gonna just stick with Trace here. Then lower round 2. I hope Nova don't get upset by DRG, because I think Nova have shown much higher highs than DRG. DRG definitely have good individuals. I believe Vukushu's still on the team. I forget who their duelist player is. I know it's not T-Virus Luke anymore, but I know the duelist player on DRG is decent at least. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure their duelist is insane. And then Wolves versus Trace. Now, I feel pretty confident that Wolves would be able to win this. Because I guess they beat them week 2. And Trace are kind of just swapping out players. And Wolves have a lot of good shooters. I think losing Fong Fong is pretty rough. From what I can tell, MIDI, their new player, doesn't look that great mechanically. And especially to your second best player, like getting swapped out. Might be wrong. Like I know Luo King is good. Like he's a decent player. Has like decent highs. Kai is really good. I guess they're trying to build around Kai being like insane on duelist, which he can be for sure. He has really high highs as well. I think he's probably like a top 3 duelist in all of China. Hebei is decent. Bianca's decent. I think like the trio of Spring, Lysor, and I'm linking on the last player, Juicy on Wolves, should be better than the 3 of Trace. Who I don't even know who your third player would be. Because before it was definitely Kai, Luo King, and Fong Fong, but I don't think they really have like a stacked 3 unlike Wolves. And they have 2 decent flex players, or support players, I guess. Now, Nova versus Wolves. I think this is definitely a good game. I think this will be a really good... Like, I think these 2 games, if not these 3 games, should be a really good test for Nova. Like, Nova are a team who I expect so much from. They should be able to make Toronto. I would be super disappointed if they don't make Toronto. They have an insane roster in terms of firepower. Just between Guang and Azir. I'm trying to think. 000O is decent. I honestly don't know how you're supposed to pronounce his name. The IGL of that team. CB is pretty flexible. So I think him being able to just look decent on almost everything is good. His Neon's pretty good. You can play Sova Deadlocked. Like, he can play with, like, literally anything. And then OB1 is how I think it's pronounced, not Obi-Wan. Or Obone, I mean. He's decent. To me, he's definitely the worst player of the 6. But them speaking full Chinese seems to be just like a massive upgrade to the team. I think this should be a really good game if it actually takes place. But I've been saying it. Nova are my underdog team. I want to see Nova succeed. So I'm clicking Nova. I don't know if they have the firepower to beat Billy Billy. I don't know if I should click the Nova button, but I want to. Fuck it. I'm taking Nova as an upset. But I will be taking EDG in the grand finals any day. Even if they don't make it through the upper final, I know they're going to win the grand final somehow. That's just who EDG are. They did the same thing for Bangkok. They lost to Trace. Trace get the slot, and then they make a lower bracket run, and they just own. And they win the grand final. So maybe I should do the same thing. But I am confident in Nova. I think Wolves, Billy, Nova. I think two of the three of them. I think there's a chance Trace could get out as well, but starting from the lower bracket is such a disadvantage, and not having your second best player is also just such a big disadvantage. So I think Trace have put themselves in a really bad spot, and I'm not sure what they're exactly doing. I don't know. I think they're making some panic moves after their Bangkok performance of being like considered like one of the worst showings at an international ever, comparable to like Crazy Raccoon early on. I don't know. I have faith that Trace should be able to come back later into the year. I hope Fong Fong comes back. Um, but I think these are the three teams I feel pretty confident going. I think Wolves could beat Billy here and qualify themselves, and then Nova beat Billy, but I think Billy should be able to beat Nova. Like, I think Billy are probably the better team than Nova, just current state. But I don't know. Locking it in. My playoffs, it's either going to be great or awful. I don't think there's any in between. My weeks 1 through 5 didn't look too bad. $13 picks wrong, not awful. Alright, I'm gonna end the video here. Join the Discord. Follow me on Twitter. Subscribe. Like. Follow me on Twitch. I plan on going live more often. Yeah, that's it.